we're finally getting documents. We got about 11 million documents.
Wow.
And, the first thing we saw were, they had seen a safety signal myocarditis, covered it up, downplayed it. They were consistently seeing a signal of ischemic stroke with people over 65. Same thing, downplayed it. But the bombshell, which is what this hearing was about, the woman inside the FDA who was working with the inventor of their mathematical algorithm that analyzed VAERS data. The inventor of the algorithm was warning that that algorithm was not going to work with COVID, with two pretty similar injections, Moderna and Pfizer, is going to mask the signals. And so they provided a multi-page presentation to Petera Marksa, head of CBER. He thanked them for it, but basically ignored it. 26 days later, they came to him with a state-of-the-art system that unmasked these things, showing 49 extreme cases of masking, 25 safety signals on very serious adverse events, including sudden cardiac death, pulmonary infarction, Bell's palsy, different life-threatening kind of industries. And rather than pin a medal on her chest, they hit it. They shunted her off to the side. They ordered her to cease and desist. That's how they treated this person who was trying to warn the public, warn FDA, that there's a real problem with these injections. And of course, Dale, we didn't need a sophisticated mathematical model when you saw the 20-some-year history of VAERS going back to 1990. Averaging deaths is about 200 a year, which are troubling enough. All of a sudden in 2021, 21,000 deaths.
After we got these meetings set up with the FDA, thankfully through my home senator here, Senator Lee.
So I'm Petera Marksa, Director of Center for Biologics.
Petera Marksa, head of biologics, is the guy that is supposed to evaluate the safety and the efficacy of these vaccines. As you can tell, we've got thousands of people that are having issues with the neurological side effects to the COVID vaccines. We're currently involved with research at the NIH, but the research at the NIH has been kind of mired and slowed. I confirmed with Janet Woodcock, the head of the FDA, as well as with the researchers that we were working with at the NIH, that I knew that they were talking to each other. And after that, NIH went radio silent. I wanted to make sure that they got a perspective from medical professionals. One of these physicians is a critical care physician. She's trying to hang on to her medical license. I'm going to protect her identity.
Thank you, Bree, for inviting me. And Dr. Marksa, it's really wonderful to meet you. As you know, the physician community holds FDA guidance in incredibly high esteem. After the FDA communications about myocarditis came out, both the ER and cardiology teams were tuned to look for it. Our patient care dramatically improved, all due to the FDA advisory.
They disclosed myocarditis to the medical community, and the medical community was given the green light to actually identify myocarditis and look for it and help their patients, and also report myocarditis.
So the FDA is not naming additional adverse reactions to the vaccine because the passive surveillance systems aren't displaying it. But the passive surveillance systems aren't displaying it because physicians are blinded to the adverse reactions in their patients and thus aren't reporting them. And it's resulted in a negative feedback loop. And I believe that this loop is the reason why we are having a hard time getting recognition from the FDA regarding our neurologic reactions. So we are really hoping to have a conversation with you that has more specific details with how the FDA has looked into things such as small fiber neuropathy, dysautonomia, and general neuropathy.
It's not like we can just cluster neurologic symptoms in general. So is the majority of folks with this, is it dysautonomia? What would you say are kind of the top three? It doesn't have to be just one, but what are the top couple of things that you think we should be looking for?
It is obvious from that question they have not looked specifically for any of these things.
There's 88 distinct search terms on VAERS when you curate to indicate a neuropathy. So I'm hoping we can look at all of them.
Yes, please feel free to send that to us. Yep, that would be helpful.
Ask a preschool teacher and a critical care physician for 88 terms of neuropathy. We'll hand it over. We'll get that to you.
In the meantime, I hope that things get better for you both. And we'll continue to look into things. Thanks.